welcome back to my film and TV channel. We're going over to Nuremberg today. Well, we're going over to the film anyway, the latest. I think there's been 2 or 3 of these over time. I still remember watching 1 or 2 of them. This is a new version, of course, a psychological thriller, historical drama. That's what they class it as. Written, co-produced, directed by James Vanderbilt. I think he made the coffee as well. A 15 certificate, 2 hours, 28 minutes. Yeah, it didn't seem that long watching it, although I obviously didn't enjoy the watch totally, but it sort of passed reasonably quickly. And it's based, of course, on the 2013, of course, you don't know, you might not know, 2013 book, The Nazi and the Psychiatrist by Jack L. High. Matthew Creef from the Raps loved this. He liked it. 91 out of 100 he scored this. I think I'll have a pint of whatever he's on. He said Nuremberg benefits not only from a terrifying performance from Crow in a larger-than-life role. Yeah, Crow is tremendous. He is very, very good. Like those that define the early part of his career, but also from an ensemble of actors. Well, we've got an ensemble. Of course, it won't be a film without an ensemble of actors, would it? But, of course, Matthew means good actors playing the roles. I'm not going to say whether they were written good roles, but there we go, we'll talk about that. Gregory Newson from Screen Rant, though, had an opposing view. He was 60 points lower than Matthew, only scored it 31. He said the film, or he concluded by saying, the film, bloated as it is, with jarring tonal changes and thickly laid on sentimentality. Yes, a bit of too much sentimentality for the Nazis in this, I'm afraid. Tilts so far into humanising Nazis that it seems at times to apologise for the behaviour of the High Command. There we go. Yes, my little thought on that, we'll talk about it, of course we will, but an excellent cast, I have to agree with that point. Is it trudging? Is that a word? Trudging script, naive script, a shallow watch for me. But we'll talk about it a little bit deeper in a moment, and a couple of other people's views as well, because I'm in a minority, but it's quite a large minority on this one. Please, guys, if you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, if you're still with me, hit that like button. That'd be wonderful, guys. It helps the algorithms, helps the channel. It'd be much appreciated by little old me if you can hit that like button. Subscribe if you've not already done so, of course. And if you can spare any hype points on YouTube, that'd be wonderful. That helps the algorithms as well, helps get the channel out there so people notice it and get other people involved. So that'd be fantastic. You can hit or spare me any hype points. You can share them around, of course, to a few vlogs, a few people. So if you can spare me any, I'm getting quite a few at the moment. My appreciation for that. So if you can, wonderful, thank you. Right, let's go back to this. What's it about? Well, it's about Nuremberg, of course. It's psychiatrist Douglas Kelly, played by Rami Malek, is challenged with determining if Hermann Goering, played by Russell Crowe, is fit to stand trial at the Nuremberg trials. Yes, I don't think they put the best man on the job for this, but anyway. Leo Woodall, John Slattery, Mark O'Brien, Colin Hanks, Ren Schmidt, Lydia Peckham, Richard E. Grant, the British hero in this. I don't often see British heroes in American finance films, do you? Richard E. Grant and Michael Shannon all star in this as well. I like Michael Shannon, but let's say most of the characters are not very exciting. This was released in the US on November the 7th, so check your territories. I am reviewing this on November the 12th, 2025, so all these comments and stats, etc., correct as at that time. I'll just have a quick touch on the acting talent, which of course is excellent. There's no real weak links in this. Crowe, of course, is excellent. I did keep seeing John Goodman, though, with Russell Crowe. I just kept picturing John Goodman in a role, of course, a younger John Goodman, or back in time with John Goodman, of course. But yeah, I sort of kept seeing his face for some reason. It's just me. Might be just me. Let me know if you thought the same. Rami Malek, of course, is a perfect fit for this less than impressive seeming psychiatrist who is there. Let's face it, I think he was picked because he's so inept and naive at the time, but as I say, any reality in this film to what happened in real life, I cast doubts, serious doubts on it. I watch films for entertainment like this. Sadly, with it being such a serious subject, I think entertainment doesn't really come into it. I think it should be a little bit more deeper, factual, or seemingly factual. Anyway, I didn't sort of believe much in this. It sort of kept me interested because of the actors, but I didn't really find it fulfilling. Anyway, back to the cast. It is a strong supporting cast away from those two guys. Of course, Shannon never really, as a character, perhaps the bloke in real life wasn't that interesting. The guy, Chief Justice, and all this sort of thing. But yeah, he probably wasn't that interesting. And of course, Shannon never really gets to grips with it because he's never really allowed to, because it's such a dull role. The story itself, of course, we know the story. Of course, we know Nuremberg, the war trials, etc., etc. I'm not so sure, or I'm fairly sure, that no real psychiatrists were harmed in the making of this. Nothing too deep at all in this one. It's all too pleasant a story for such a dark moment in history, unfortunately. And we are encouraged, amongst other things, to care about the wife and child of, let's face it, a monster. And our naive psychiatrist cares far too much for everyone, I think, in this. And I almost thought it was going to be a love story between him, of course, and the monster's wife and kid. But hey, there you go. Yeah, he cares far too much anyway for the fat, evil bastard he's supposedly analysing. But hey, that's just... perhaps the skill of the guy drawing the psychiatrist did, I don't know. But as I say, as a watch, it was not good at all. Kyle Smith from Wall Street Journal possibly agreed. He scored it 40. He said, like everyone else on hand, Mr. Woodall deserves a better director that he gets here, just as the audience deserves a better script. Absolutely. The one that asked us to believe Goring was so clever he nearly dodged blame for the Holocaust. Yeah, it took a British lawyer to come in and sort that out, didn't it? But there you go. There's nothing really clever about anyone in this, real or not, unfortunately. Well, apart from the British lawyer who sorts it all out at the end, but hey, he's not wearing a cape, so it doesn't matter, does it? Ethan Vespi from Film Stage I think he's quite near the mark. He scored it 50, which is going to be kinder than I am to it. He said Nuremberg goes down easily enough for the first two acts. He's quite right. I quite liked the beginning, but it was 2.5 hours, unfortunately. But you begin to question the purpose of the whole enterprise by the end. You do, where it tries making a grander point about the pathology of evil that nothing in the rest of the film supported. I say it's just doesn't go anywhere deep enough. It's just, all right, that's it. Yeah, you get the ending, you get the result. Yeah, okay. I just felt a bit shortchanged by it all, unfortunately. But there were positives. As I said, I am in a minority, but it's quite a large minority. But most people liked it. Most people appreciated it. Most people appreciated it for the actors. Now, I'm not going to disparage that. I totally agree. But I just, something as some history like this, a storytelling, has to be better than this. Owen Gleedman from Variety said, it isn't big on psychological tension or insight, but he did like it. He scored it 60. Even the big finish, if you think the courtroom element, of course, a few good men sucker killer punch, if you like, that it's just fairly lame, all unexciting. All the winks and sort of head nodding doesn't create a stunning final sequence, or near final sequence anyway. I think my conclusion on watching is that it's all just so superficial, never really digs down anywhere into anything that's interesting, into psychiatry or anything like that. And to sanitise such an episode in history, which it does for the most part, I think is really poor. And I think there's way more in this than has been, of course, there's way more in this than we get exposed in this effort. I'm sure the real thing wasn't overly exciting, of course it wasn't. We've seen documentaries, etc., etc. But if you're gonna remake or make a film about this, you've got to at least give the watcher something to hang on to, and this was just a poor effort overall. But as I said, I am in the minority. Rotten Tomatoes, 83 fresh and 38 rotten, so a lot more people liked it. The consensus says, driven by a commanding performance from Russell Crowe. It's all about Russell Crowe, isn't it? Brilliant. He is brilliant. Nuremberg is a handsomely crafted historical drama, well put together. Can't deny that. But its measured pacing and emotional restraint keep it from fully realising the complexity of its subject. Yeah, but as I say, it's still got positive reviews, but I agree with that as well. Metacritic, 62 out of 100 based on 28 critics. 15 were positive, 12 were mixed, and 1 was negative. So I'm going to make that 2 negative. I have to be negative on this. I was very disappointed in it. Metacritic users, though, like it, 6.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes audience, not overly convinced, 4.6 out of 10. But you whip over to Internet Movie Database, which is Joe Public, and they seem to like it. And don't get me wrong, I like the cast, I just didn't like the story. But it's over 3,400 scores and reviews on Internet Movie Database as I'm recording this, and it's getting to 7.7, so that's bloody high, isn't it? I imagine that'll drop a little bit. I can't see it staying at 7.7. For me, if I don't score something a 5 out of 10, I don't score it, and I'm not going to get. I would have probably give this a 5 out of 10 for the first half of the film, but by the end, I just was left a little bit deflated by it all. So I'm not going to score this one. I'm not going to give it any score at all. Very disappointing. Obviously, a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes for me as well. There you go. It's all opinions. As I said, I'm in the minority. Quite a big minority, but I'm still in it. So let me know what you think, guys. Am I being too harsh? Do I have to forget about the story and just think how wonderful all the actors were? But then again, even they weren't given free rein at times, apart from Russell Crowe, who played his part beautifully, I thought, or superbly. I wouldn't mind seeing him perhaps play that role again in something a bit juicier about this guy, this big fat git that, of course, thought the world revolved around him. But there you go. Didn't most of them. Anyway, certainly his boss did, didn't he? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts, please, if you are. If you can support me, that'll be wonderful through those buttons to press. If you can hang on for another minute or so, there are other ways of supporting the channel as well. And if you want a shout out, just hang on. You can get in touch with me through YouTube or various other realms of social media. So just keep watching and listening. Hi again, hope you enjoyed the feature, guys. Thanks for watching. Please, if you did enjoy the content, please give us a thumbs up, and if you've not already done so, press that subscribe button. If you've not already subscribed, that'd be wonderful. It's free to subscribe, absolutely free. Also, check out my social media links if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. They'll all be in the description below. And my special thanks to supporters of the channel, yes, Piat6505, who have an eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia, including posters, books, magazines. There'll be a link again in the comments section. And if you're into your football, don't forget my football stuff on Manchester City for general football fans, but mainly City fans, of course. Or if you know someone who might enjoy that, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very, very grateful. And as ever, guys, comments on this feature is wonderful. Anything to do with film and TV is always very, very welcome. It's great to talk film and TV. I thank you guys for your support. Stay safe, everyone.